Alrighty, since it's Saturday, and I'm gonna be honest, I am very exhausted. I just played my final game of bantam hockey, which is basically like 12 to 14-year-olds in real ice hockey. So I had that this morning. Then I had to deal with some other stuff, and then I was busy as hell yesterday. I didn't have time to make a video at all. So I'm just exhausted and I'm gonna probably sleep after I make this video. But I'm gonna make a nice little chill. This won't be too long of a video. I'll try and make it as short as possible. Since we are doing a hockey card collection, and the Los Angeles Kings, what, one, two, three, four, five, six, 6.5 pages of Kings cards. So we'll try and keep it as short as possible, but no promises. And then I also mentioned as well, by the way, these are my Wayne Gretzky cards for the Los Angeles Kings. So I'm just going to show them and discuss some hockey stuff. So basically, Liam Kirk, of a prospect from the Arizona Coyotes, signed a 3-year entry-level contract with the team. And you know what? As a Coyotes fan, you can't help but be at least a little bit excited about it because hey, the team has pretty much no depth. Look, you got some good guys down in those prospect pools, like Lane Peterson, Barrett Hayton, Victor Soderstrom, and then you have Jan Yannick, Jordan Gross, guys who played in the NHL not too long this season, but they still made somewhat of a good NHL impact. And hey, they did look pretty good as someone who watched every single Arizona Coyotes game. So, or pretty much every single Arizona Coyotes game. So I would say that those guys are pretty good. And then you add Liam Kirk, and there's that guy that they signed, Ben McCartney, who was second in WHL scoring this season, which you love to see. So you sign those two guys, and look, the prospect depth is ridiculously small, so you really don't have that many players. So I think the fact that they signed at least one person to improve the depth in Arizona is great to see, and I think we'll see them sign even more people as it progresses along. They got to re-sign Connor Garland. That's the biggest thing, and we discussed this a couple days ago. They got to re-sign Garland. They got to re-sign the defenseman or consider bringing in defensemen. The Coyotes have a lot of work to do. So, just signing Liam Kirk is a great thing. By the way, these are Rob Blake cards. There's not as many as Gretzky because Gretzky apparently had a ton. So, here's the first one. Nice little card there. Probably my favorite one. But yeah, the fact that they get more depth is great to see. And I also saw a lot of rumors regarding what's his name? I think it was Seth Jones. I wanted to discuss him a little bit because there was talks of him going to Philadelphia, him going to I think the Ducks were in the mix. There's just a lot of teams generally in the mix. But I know for a fact that the Flyers are absolutely involved in it. And we know that the Kings are at least going to think of something. So ironically, here are Kings. Final Rob Blake card here. I forgot I even had this one. There's just look, I'll be honest. I never really went through these cards. Or I've never really tracked back to these cards for a while. So these cards, I don't even remember opening them. I don't even remember adding them. I don't remember much of this at all because I never really, ever since the pandemic and the playoffs came back in the bubble, I never went back to the series. So figured I'd go back and start and continue where I left off. Next up is Drew Doughty. I only have 2 cards for Doughty. I have so many of these, by the way. And then these are the new 2021s, although I don't have a lot of them. These are the new ones. Next up is Dave Taylor. don't even know who that is relatively. So, pause if you want to look at them. And I mean, I have this one card. It's over there because I'm keeping it separate from everything else. It's a 2002. Here's Jeff Carter cards, by the way. 2002 signature series from Rod Brindamore, and I was like, all right. So he wanted to give me an offer for it, and I was like, come on now. I'm considering it, but I don't know. I might have to get your guys' thoughts on that. Here's Dustin Brown. I can't remember if he's still with the team. That's actually kind of scary if I can't remember that. That's actually really concerning. Next up is Anze Kopitar. You got a lot of Kopitar cards here. Got a full force. I mean, apologies for the glare too, by the way. I mean, the Kings are white and white and black, so I mean it's not going to be very cooperative with me. And then there's another one. Next up, Luke Robitaille. We all know Luke Robitaille is like the iconic, most underrated goal scorer probably in the history of the NHL. To be entirely honest, here's the first one. Here's the second one. I have a lot of pro sets, by the way. You'll see a lot of those as we move on. Third one. Fourth one. These two. As you can tell, I have like cards down there. I have them spread around all around my room, and I'm sure there's a lot of Luke Robitaille cards in there, especially because I get the Robitaille ones a lot. That does it for Robitaille. Trevor Lewis, is he still in Los Angeles? I have no idea, but he's another guy that I have. Onto the second page. Got Thomas Sandstrom. So if you remember Thomas Sandstrom, you get an award. Absolutely. So yeah, nothing too important on that front, to be honest with you. Next up, Tanner Pearson. He's on the Canucks now. He's signed a deal. This is from 2018-2019 series. This is 2018 or 2016. But yeah, he's there now. Yari Curry, Wayne Gretzky's partner for a while. Nothing too cool here. I guess that one's kind of cool. This one's all right. I have a couple of Pinnacle cards, not a lot though. And then there's this one where he has a Kings logo, but he's wearing an Oilers jersey. And that type of stuff annoys me. So, like, it makes me... next up is Tyler Toffoli cards. I don't know why there's a piece of glitter on this one. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. Artifacts. You'll see a lot of those as well. And then O-Pee-Chee. So I don't have any Tyler Toffoli Montreal cards because I haven't gotten hardly any cards over the past, I'd say, like, year or so. John Tonelli up next. Nothing too eventful here. Basically just, average cards. You want to go into slot, please? Thank you. Tony Granato. So, Tony Granato, not related to Don Granato. Isn't Tony Granato the coach of, like, Wisconsin or something? I can't think. He might be. Some Granato is. It's not Don Granato. He's Sabres. But who knows? Jake Muzzin, back when he played for the Kings. I think I got this prior to his Leafs trade. So that's pretty cool. Kevin Brown's up next. Nothing too cool there. Pretty basic card. Wayne Simmons. Yeah, I have a Wayne Simmons Kings card back when he played for them for a very little amount of time. Then you got Brad Jones. So pretty cool there. And this is where you get into the section of only one card per player. Randy Gilhen. There might be a few 2 cards every now and then. Tim Gleason. This is the weirdest thing. I have some of the weirdest names in here. This is how I figure out players. Kyasti Karjalainen. If you know that name, I'll give you a cookie. Slava Voinov. We know his situation. He signed a contract in Russia a couple of weeks ago. John McIntyre. Traded to the Los Angeles Kings in November 1990. Then you got Kyle Clifford from the 2012 Stanley Cup champions, not 2014. So I won't insult Rangers fans today, but maybe later. Next up, we got Tim Waiters. Kind of going a little bit fast because I don't want to. Because like, there's some teams that have like a really small collection, and then there's other teams that are like 10 pages. Like the Flyers are 10 pages. Dion Phaneuf. Pretty sure he's still on the team. There's a guy in a Kings jersey. Is it Dion Phaneuf? Is he a defenseman? Is Dion Phaneuf a defenseman? Okay, maybe it is Dion Phaneuf that's on the Jets now. I can't think. I get it mixed up. Brent Thompson. I got Christian Fullen. So that's pretty cool. Marty McSorley. We all know his history with the Edmonton Oilers. Was kind of Wayne Gretzky's fighter for a while there. So, I mean, pretty cool. Not like any really cool cards of him, but, it's still cool. Still cool. Steve Duchesne. It's a nice one as well. Todd Ellick. Tom Laylaw has 2 cards. Pro set, as I said, you'll see a lot of those. And a regular scorecard because I regrettably, and they're behind these jerseys too, because behind these jerseys I have hats and hockey card boxes for storage and stuff. So like, I have the boxes back there. Mike Donnelly. Craig Conroy, however you want to say it. Jim Hiller. And here's a cool one. Alexander Frolov. The glare will be awful, but you know what? That actually is not that bad of a card. I think that's kind of cool. Just from, my standards, because I have low standards than everyone else. I do in fact think this is Larry Robinson. That the same Larry Robinson that played for the Montreal Canadiens, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it is. You got Daryl Sidor, first round draft choice. I have a lot of those. Mike Krushelninski. Yeah. If you thought there was some weird names in the NHL, you haven't met the hockey cards. Bob Kudelski. These names are, oh my goodness. Brian Benning. I have a lot of Brian Benning cards when he played with the North Stars. Next up, then, you have Steve Casper. Cool cards there. Now, if you watched me back when did we already have a John McIntyre? If you watched me back when yeah, we did. Crap. If you watched me back when we did this during quarantine, what I used to do is I used to have just trying to do this real quick. What I used to do is I used to just read off all the cards and like the videos. I remember like we had to do the Bruins collection was pretty big, and I don't think it's as big as, or I don't think the Kings is as big, but it's not too far away in size. Remember I read the cards, like the back of the cards every time, and like it would be like a half-hour long video. And like, and then the video would be a pain in the ass to upload. And then like I did a part 2 to that half-hour video, and that was also a half hour. So basically an hour's worth of reading hockey cards. So we're not gonna run that way again. We're just gonna be like, okay, this is Charlie Huddy. Kind of a cool card, and if I have a backstory behind the guy, I'll say it. UC Jokinen. Not really someone I saw play. He just retired a couple weeks ago too, by the way. Justin Williams. I indeed see this guy play. I was kind of a big fan of him when he was on the Canes. But yeah, that's Kings back when he was Mr. Game 7 was born. Gary Skujchuk. I can't say that. I don't know why. Warren Richell. Rod Buskas. Blake Lizotte. Here's one. So basically, Blake Lizotte, I never really had a problem with him. I never really hated him. I never even really paid attention to that side. But I mean, like, yeah, he's a nice, underrated, I guess, a second, third line forward. I mean, he's probably that much value. So yeah, he's not that bad. Final skater. It's Dmitry Kirstich. I can't even say that. And then you got the goalies. Kelly Harudi. I can't tell you how many cards I have of Kelly. A lot. Stadium Club and Score. There's a couple. I have a different collection from my dad's than I do this one. So I have a lot of Kelly Harudi cards there. Jonathan Quick. This is interesting. Quick could even get traded. There's so much uncertainty with the future of Quick in Los Angeles. I still think he's a good goalie, but I just feel like his days as a starter, at least as a starter, are over. I don't know if, and to be honest, I don't know if anyone would really want to have Quick on his team, on their team, to be honest, because Quick just gets paid too much money. That's the bottom line. If Quick got paid less money, then people would absolutely take him. But yeah, it's just like with the flat cap these days. I mean, they're gonna come back from it. It's just like with Kirill Kaprizov. We'll get into that later. We got Rob Strauber. We don't have too many guys left because we only have I have hardly any goaltenders. Jamie Storr. This is a rookie card. And by the way, once we get to the Flyers, this video is gonna be an hour long. You got Darcy Kemper. Of course, I liked him from Arizona. I'm uncertain where the hell he's going in the offseason. Whether he stays in Arizona or leaves, who knows. And then finally, for the Kings collection, you got Daniel Berthuame. Yeah. So that's it for the Los Angeles Kings. We'll skip over the Minnesota North Stars. I might do that in a later video. But as we get to the Minnesota Wild, that video won't be as long in the card version because I only have 2.5 pages of Minnesota Wild because they haven't been around for that long. And I mean, I have a backstory behind pretty much every player that's here. So there may be a couple few out of the bunch that I never saw play. But it should be an interesting episode when we get to the Minnesota Wild. Is that next week? I have no idea. And then we have the Montreal Canadiens, which is probably the longest team besides the Philadelphia Flyers. So yeah, that is the Los Angeles Kings hockey card collection. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you stuck around till the end, I really do appreciate it. And I mean, hey, if this video doesn't fit your type, I'm sorry, but there's some people out there, I want to drag in members of the community who are, fans of this certain stuff. So, yeah, that's my hockey card collection for the Los Angeles Kings. We'll do the Wild probably next week, probably a prospect preview tomorrow. I got plenty of time to work with, so we'll see what happens. So thank you all for watching and for your support, and make sure to subscribe. We're almost 40 away from 900. Really do appreciate it. And, yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.